Well, hi everyone, Sean Humphreys here. Welcome to All Things Retirement. Well, in this video, I'm going to continue discussing the great book by Dr. Riley Moynes titled The 10 Lessons How You Can Squeeze All the Juice Out of Retirement. So we've been covering the various lessons from Dr. Moynes' book, backstory. He did research, talked to various retirees that had been doing the retirement journey, the retirement lifestyle pretty well. And there's a series of lessons that Dr. Moynes sort of gleaned from those discussions. So this lesson is lesson 7, and it's happiness is a choice, not a condition. So I'm going to share some of the reflections, why this is an important lesson that you can apply, not just as you begin approaching retirement, but if you're already retired, it's an important lesson to master. Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future content. We're posting all the time on various aspects of retirement and the overall wealth planning journey. As well, if you go to the show notes, there's some free resources you can tap into, including a complimentary retirement income planning forecast. Now, when Dr. Moynes was doing his research and talking to retirees that were successfully enjoying the journey of retirement, he came up with some important distinctions that all of us need to be reminded of when it comes to happiness. So these aren't necessarily new, but let's just talk about them. So first of all, happiness is not a function of external events. So it should not be dependent on it. If you are going to rely on external events to drive your happiness, obviously you're going to be perpetually unhappy. And so the second piece is happiness is not a function of personality. Now, there are people who are glasses half full, they tend to be more bubbly and outgoing, but that's not the true driver of happiness. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, the reason why this is so important to really wrap our heads around and why not attaching external events to driving our happiness or sense of fulfillment is that as life goes on, we move from a world where we have problems to a world where we have dilemmas. So let me share with you the difference between those two things. You know, when you're younger, you have a collection of problems, and problems are things where you develop an action plan, a to-do list, you do your research, you start working away, and to the extent that you have energy and ambition to get it done, you'll accomplish it. You'll get your problems dealt with. But dilemmas are things that really don't have any solution at all. They're just a constellation of issues that we collect as we get older. And those issues could be around our health. It could be issues around our emotional state, our psychological state, and our relationships. And as we get older, those dilemmas begin to collect and become more and more a part of our life. So I don't want to be a Debbie Downer in this discussion, but that is the reality. We collect these dilemmas. So what should our response be? Well, Dr. Moynes in his book said you need to develop a happiness in spite of perspective when it comes to how we view the whole notion of happiness as a choice. You're doing it in spite of. We can choose to be happy, even in the face of life's greatest challenges. Again, whether it's bereavement or sickness or divorce or other things that come into our lives. Now, he had a discussion in this book. He talked to a retiree, Jill. And so let me just read from Dr. Moynes' book on an exercise you can walk yourself through when it comes to dealing with tough circumstances in your life, while at the same time cultivating happiness and making it a choice. Jill, one of our happiest experts, though she was had experienced her share of tragedy and loss, shared this approach which emphasizes her daily choice. Each morning when I wake, I just say, "Thank you for this day. This is wonderful. What will I do with it?" And she added, "I consciously count my blessings. When I pay attention to all the great things in my life, it makes me appreciate them over and over, and that makes me happy. I've come to be at peace with my life and my circumstances, and it feels good." We all have the power to choose. We can make conscious decisions each day to adopt and embrace a positive attitude and to choose happiness. So that's lesson number 7. Happiness is a choice, not a condition. It shouldn't be driven by circumstance or personality. And if you apply Jill's happiness sort of equation and reflection exercise, that'll improve the chances that you'll experience more happiness in your day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that quick little review. And Dr. Moynes' book, there's a link to Amazon. You can get more information about the book. As well, go to our show notes where you can find out how you can get complimentary resources on retirement planning. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Anyway, wishing you all the best in your retirement and overall wealth planning journey. You take care. Bye-bye.